Welcome to day 2 of our Meeting Authority Challenge. Today, we are breaking down exactly how to pitch an abstract idea confidently when you don't have all the operational details.
In a fast-moving corporate room, you cannot wait for absolute certainty. You just need the idea anchoring framework.
This is a simple, highly strategic two-step formula. First, frame the horizon, and second, invite the build. Let's look at exactly how you launch this live on a call to capture the room's attention within the first minute.
Most non-native professionals we coach suffer from a psychological barrier I call premature perfectionism. They operate under the false schoolroom assumption that before they open their mouth in front of senior management, they must have a 40-page, flawless project plan fully mapped out.
But here is the cold reality of the modern corporate boardroom. Waiting for perfection completely backfires. While you are sitting silently on mute, trying to calculate every single operational variable, an aggressive colleague will blurt out a half-baked, highly mediocre idea with absolute unshakable confidence.
And what happens next? Senior leadership doesn't reward the person with the flawless, hidden idea inside their head. They reward the person who actively drives the momentum of the call. When you stay quiet, management subconsciously assumes you don't have an opinion, or worse, that you aren't capable of strategic thinking. You're essentially letting less capable people run the project just because they talk faster than you. Today, we change that dynamic entirely.
So, how do we pitch an abstract concept without getting trapped by technical questions? Method number 1 is framing the horizon. The secret here is tactical disarming. You explicitly tell the room that your idea is macro level before anyone can criticize you for missing micro level details.
Let's give them the exact phrase formula to write down.
Looking at this project from a 30,000-foot view, a highly strategic direction we should explore is automating our data migration sequence. I don't have the granular metrics or the exact timeline mapped out yet, but the overarching vision is to eliminate the manual bottleneck in Q3.
Look at the mechanics of why that works perfectly. By explicitly using phrases like 30,000-foot view and overarching vision, you have legally protected yourself from deep technical grilling. You aren't hiding the lack of details. You're framing the lack of details as a deliberate, high-level choice. It instantly positions you as a macro leader rather than a pixel pusher. Once you have laid down the visionary horizon, you must immediately pass the operational burden back to the room using method number 2. Inviting the build. Instead of trying to defend an incomplete idea on your own, you reframe your concept as a collaborative puzzle for the specialist to solve.
Here is the exact high authority phrase template for this.
That is the core conceptual framework for the automation path. I'd love to invite the engineering team to build on this and get their specific input on how we can realistically execute the underlying architecture.
This is a massive corporate power move. Think about what just happened. You claim total psychological credit for the brilliant, high-level vision. You force the entire meeting to focus exclusively on your topic, and you safely delegated the messy, stressful detail work to the technical specialists in the room. Now, let's add a third tool to your toolkit for when you face hyper-analytical executives who demand numbers immediately. This is method number 3, the impact anchor. When you don't have the operational data, you anchor your pitch to the commercial consequence of the problem instead. You talk about the destination, not the engine.
Here is the linguistic formula for the impact anchor.
I am still validating the step-by-step implementation metrics, but the reason I am putting this on the table right now is because solving this bottleneck can potentially save the team up to 15 hours of manual labor every single week.
Notice the psychological shift here. By anchoring to the impact, saving 15 hours a week, you shift the executive's brain from criticizing your lack of a plan to calculating the massive return on investment. You make your lack of details irrelevant because the scale of the solution is too big to ignore. Finally, what happens if a senior leader pushes back instantly and asks, "Well, how exactly are you going to do that?" You do not panic and you do not guess. You use method number 4, the resource pivot. You treat the missing details as a resource requirement, not a personal knowledge gap.
Write this formula down right now.
To map out the exact micro details and dependencies, we need to spin up a quick 30-minute discovery session with the product team. If we can secure that alignment this week, I can bring the fully detailed roadmap to our next sync.
Brilliant execution. You didn't say, "I don't know." Instead, you confidently stated that finding the details requires a specific corporate step, a discovery session. You have transformed a moment of vulnerability into a moment of clear, professional initiation. This is day 2 complete. You now possess 4 elite linguistic weapons to confidently command any high-stakes brainstorming session, even when you have nothing but an abstract thought in your notebook. Over the next 8 days, we are going to continue building your corporate communications toolkit piece by piece.
Tomorrow, on day 3, we address one of the most stressful corporate meeting scenarios of all time. Strategic disagreement. The exact phrasal tools you need to firmly challenge a senior VP's decision without risking your job or sounding combative. Commit to your professional growth right now. Take ownership of your seat at the table. Drop a comment below, typing "Day 2 complete" to lock in your professional accountability with this global community.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss tomorrow's executive breakdown on strategic disagreement.
See you tomorrow for day 3.
Let's conquer these corporate meetings together.